Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is time for a PvZ action. We have seen Zerg in every single game thus far and will continue to do so. So let's go ahead and introduce our Zergy buddy down in the bottom left. From K3 and Spain, it will be the up-and-coming youngster Zerg, VortiX.
And up on the top right side, Sean, I just want to be completely honest. I would love for someone with the name BabyKnight to be the next big player, because that's just such a fun name. It is indeed going to be BabyKnight up in the top right side, or for short, Baby K, which would be like the kids' Kmart.
Yeah, that is true.
I think I just made them a lot of money. It's like Babies R Us, man, but for Kmart.
Oh man, Babies R Us. I never thought that it would be sustainable to have any sort of superstore. You know what? I can't even address the Babies R Us joke, because right now we see a pylon on the high ground from Baby K, and I hope we're going to see a gateway first. He's been doing that a lot recently, coming out, doing a smashing first place win in the WCS Nordic Series. Just an amazing play, 10-2 in individual rounds, undefeated in the entire tournament. With this gateway first play, it is the hyper-modern form of PvZ. I've been studying it a lot lately, and basically wanting to stop play Zerg and switch races.
I agree, Sean, because Protoss is the master race. So we have seen a lot of players in the past try and use gateway first opening builds. We've seen Noonie try and do this for a very long time. He still does it on ladder quite a bit, actually, having watched his stream quite a bit. And it's something that can be really good if executed properly. You have to have the absolute right mindset going into something like this. You have to plan it out absolutely perfectly, and just I don't know. What kind of variations of this opener have you seen so far?
Well, first to note, Baby K doesn't actually want to stop this hatch from being built. He has the money for the pylon, but he wants the hatch to go down because this is a critical timing. If we go to the main of VortiX, we see that there is a queen that's going to be popping out right away. It's not going to be a big swell of 6 Zerglings. Generally, we see players go for this Overlord and queen, and because of this timing, we see Baby K even popping back in just to double check. That ends up being a really critical timing in this matchup. Seeing the no gas, seeing that queen first, permits a gateway first opening to actually work. Baby K is going for forge first, so it'll be a standard play. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. We do actually see the, wow, that's interesting. A single geyser going down for Baby K before gate. So this could actually be a very fast +1 attack zealot push, which I like a lot, but all of the gateway first timings rely on seeing a 14 no gas from the Zergy.
Down goes the third base here for VortiX. Very early on that one, but not too uncommon. And Sean, you mentioned the early +1, and even early +3, I guess you could call it, is something that a lot of players like to use in the PvZ matchup. Just Chrono Boost out that +3 as quickly as you can, get out a lot of Blink Stalkers, and you may be asking, well, why is the +3 attack so important? It's because, ideally, if your control is perfect, your Stalkers are not getting surrounded, picked off, things like that, so you just want to focus on their damage output, so you can focus down Roaches individually, Overlords, and even drones, of course, as well. So we will see if he does go for that. Yep, +1 attack here. Is that before, like, Zealot? Yeah, he definitely got that before Zealot, before Stalker, before Sentry. What do you think about that?
I like this a lot. I mean, almost always you see the Protoss going double gas in main, but hop on into the main for BabyKnight and you will see dum. Oh, a double gas. I didn't even see he built that second one. Wait, what are the gas timings on that? Yeah, actually on the top one, you'll see that he has 2380 gas, and on the bottom one he has 2416. It's a weird way of staggering your minerals by first building a gas, then doing something else, then building a second gas. And you can do things like sneak out this very early +1 attack upgrade. And because it's so early, you only need to spend 0 or 1 Chrono Boost on it. So Baby K is going for that Stalker first play. I would anticipate either a timing push with extra gas, which looks like he's going to do, or a huge gateway push. I emphasize the gateway push because VortiX really has to be on the lookout for it.
We have seen a lot of gateway pushes on this map because there's so many different places to hide those pylons, whether you attack the right or left side, especially if you're able to clean out those watchtowers relatively easily, because the Zerg player is going to want to be defending this third base. Plus, there is multiple ways to attack. The natural, of course, has that ramp. There's a ramp at the third, and even just a wide open way to attack on the right side, which you may think, oh, well, that's great for Zerg to counterattack and all that, but also works for Protoss. Oh, we did see him drop a Twilight Council. Down it does go. Do you think it's going to be for Blink or some sort of Archon/PT tag.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking very much so like the Ultra Mega Giga standard, go 4 gates and then get a Twilight tech pretty quickly. He could warp in some Zealots, he's not too sweating about it. He just needs to get a good amount of units in general with those upgrades. So a nice little push by BabyK doing the Stalker stuff. I think Vortex is going to be absolutely fine in this case.
Yeah, dropping 3 pylons here, though. Needs to make sure not to lose those needlessly, which one will go down. Does he decide to warp in some more units here? Just giving away 200 resources for free, not something you want to do in almost any build. He has managed, though, to kill off quite a few Lings at this point, and there's the warp in right there. 4 Zealots are going to be on the way. Does he push right away? The Roaches are now out, so it's going to be tough to deal with this, but he needs to make sure not to lose 3 pylons for nothing, and I feel like that may actually be exactly what happens here. Might be able to get one more big warp in. The Zealot's going to hack away just a little bit, but it just takes a little bit of micro. I love using the Lings to take out the pylon. And I don't know why you would warp it on the cancel one. And
no.
Unfortunately for him, I'm speechless, Sean. I don't know quite what to make of this.
Seems like a little bit of an in-the-moment mistake. Better warp in, save this right now. Whoopsie daisies, lost my thing. But BabyK has some really nice builds. He's released a number of replay packs on TeamLiquid.net, and we do see the Dark Shrine coming up this one time. One of my favorite openings, of course, are DT-based openings, because sure, they win a lot of games just straight up, but no matter what, you can get great map control. Always harass those expos.
I just want to say that building placement is actually probably the favorite I've seen. Number 1, he has it tucked away in the corner of the base. That's almost impossible to scout that Dark Shrine. Number 2, he was building pylons at the same time, which the warp-in animation is basically identical to a pylon. So a Zerg player who's playing too quickly might not actually click on that. And number 3, it's just a Dark Shrine, which is always a fun building to get as Protoss. It is now going to be done. Could be using it for Archons, could be using it for the harassment. There are Spore Crawlers established, though, at both those bases, and there's really no way for him to get inside the main base unless he makes the Warp Prism there. But +2 attack is on the way, as is to be expected. Looks like he may be cleaning out this 3rd base, going for a 3rd. And Sean, how's 3rd on this map pan out for Protoss?
Great. I mean, is it the greatest 3rd base in the whole wide world? It's super easy to defend. As long as you deal with the main choke, the one that's leading right up to your ramp, the one that has the destructible rock by it, it honestly feels pretty easy to defend, but it's where most of the big dangerous counterattacks happen, since Protosses tend to over-defend on the 3rd. Right now, though, I'm real interested to see what BabyK is going to do. We see the Ling speed, Roach speed, or excuse me, the Vortex side. We see the range, Ling speed, Roach speed. We see the extra geysers going down. So I'm unsure, is he going to be going for what? Drop? Ooh, this is a very rarely performed move.
There's one DT in the main, was able to kill off, let's see exactly, he did actually get 7 workers there. I was focused on the other DT, but was able to do a little bit of damage here. Taking a look at the units tab, it is going to be 66 to 66 workers there. That's going to be an okay spot here for BabyK to be in. He has begun long distance mining there, as he just has too many probes, so might as well get a little additional income right now. The pylon is set up right outside the expansion. It has been spotted, though, for those DTs, and the one hiding in the main base, this could prove to be very troublesome, as there is no Spore Crawler here, especially if there's a big attack in the center of the map. Use that DT. The game doesn't alert you about the attack. You have to spot it yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that the drops, especially the Baneling drops, are one of the scariest things that you can deal with as a Protoss player. BabyK, though, has gotten to his money number of workers. I think that one DT down the bottom left is awesome, but Vortex, almost all players in this spot would be getting ready to tech up to Hive, at the very least starting the Infestation Pit, but it looks like Vortex wants to go into big aggro mode. He's starting to do the attack up the front. It's looking very much like that Stefano-style play, but we see the drop and Vengeful Sack starting to join on in.
The cannon finishing just in time to at least do a little bit of initial damage there on those rings, somehow not killing a single one, as it was focused on those roaches instead. Immortal count getting a little high. He's only at 3, though. Is going to need more than that, I think, to engage this directly. The +3 attack is about halfway done. Would love to have that in this upcoming battle. The 3 Immortals, so important, because you can use those to one-shot those roaches quite easily. DTs are now here. Is he going to turn them into Archons, though? I think so.
Wow,
yep,
2
he does
Archons.
turn them right into Archons right away. Baneling's on the way. If he can use the Archons to absorb some of the hits without losing them, then that is the absolute best way to do it, as those shields do regenerate rather quickly out of
it looks
combat.
like he's morphed Banelings. He's starting to load them up in the mid-map. He has a lot of Banelings there. This is a level infinity aggression that he's going to be doing. It looks like he's drawn BabyK out. Oh my god, he's drawn him out into the center. The Archons are great against the Banelings, but it looks like some nice force fields, and VortiX swinging from all sides. Oh, he has him trapped! Oh, the force fields, and he blinks away! An incredible dodge by BabyK. VortiX now stepping forward, both the Archons taking some huge hits, one falling, and amazingly, we see the Protoss player starting to stabilize.
Be careful, those are a lot of roaches here. What are the roach upgrades? Only one attack, though. The 3 attack on the Blink Stalker needs to keep them alive as long as he possibly can. He may hold on to the Nexus here, and BabyK will recover from the initial fumble. Blinks forward. You have to be careful doing that, though, as roaches will just turn right around and greet you. But you have to maintain your Stalker count. It's absolutely crucial that you do. Blinks forward should go for the Overlords here. They cost a lot more.
Wow.
And roaches might actually supply block him. Does he? Yes, he does. 3 more Overlords just now beginning here. I don't think that VortiX expected to be supply blocked at this moment in the game. You can see him hovering a lot of resources here. And has the DT in the main done anything? Nope, still at 7. That would have been the perfect time to do it. Even now is still a viable option, but he has been focused on this crazy micro.
What a remarkable defense by BabyK, who's suddenly now on the Blink run. He's trying to warp in sentries, but he doesn't have those geyser saturated yet again at his third base. He needs to get enough units to deflect this second round attack, and if you're in VortiX's shoes, you really have to do another big attack. You can start teching up towards that hive, but you just haven't done anything yet. You need to essentially justify why you're still at lair.
And it does look like trying to attack right here. May intercept the Immortal. Oh, warps in right on top of the roaches, which means the Immortal gets basically force fielded by those warping in units. And right now, it does look like BabyK, as you mentioned, Sean, stabilizing a little bit, is not way behind in supply, not way behind in tech. Keeps adding on more and more gateways. What's his probe count looking like here? He is at 78 to 65. That DT has definitely missed some golden opportunities here to kill off drones. People are already tweeting me saying that I'm saying this incorrectly, but I don't mean the game doesn't warn you. It does warn you when DTs one-shot your workers, which it did not do, but I just mean during those big, hectic battles, it only says you are under attack so many times. And we do have 27 Banelings on the way right now. He does load them up once again, and it looks like deja vu here, like we just went back in time, Matrix style, as it is going to be the exact same thing, may even be the exact same angle that we saw before. And what are the upgrades like, though? Still only one attack. And you got to remember, BabyK is at 3 and 1 armor.
Oh, BabyK is in a terrible position. A nice blink, but the sentries and zealots get absolutely obliterated. VortiX now darting forward. This second round aggression with the Baneling drops is enough. He manages to contaminate these buildings. A completely needless play, yet completely and totally badass. And VortiX, who has not yet once stepped up into the layer tech, is doing massive damage. But ooh, BabyK answers with the DT in the main, having killed 10 additional workers before the Zerg notices.
And he does transfer those drones away. The DT running down to that natural. No, he actually turns it around, so he is still focused on that DT, knowing it may be his last saving grace, but unfortunately that expansion is completely exposed right there. You know, expansions are all about location, 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 and this is the bad side of town right now. As the DT working on the Baneling nest, he's going to have a lot of work ahead of him, though, to actually hack that down. The probes do get involved in this battle, may actually be able to clean out these roaches, and VortiX doesn't have any. Well, he does have some reinforcements now, but he hasn't been spending that money very wisely, which means BabyK might be able to secure this base. It's going to be really tough, though.
Still some nice battles. We see force fields thrown every which way because that is how VortiX is coming in. The force fields have not really been able to prevent VortiX. Excuse me, he's building force fields, okay? There are a lot of thoughts happening. There's a lot of emotions at this point in time, Mike. Look at the fourth base for VortiX. Look at his third. He is so low on workers. 56 total. His main is not even mining right now. VortiX is in such a difficult bind. It's not that he's that far behind on workers, but he's been so focused on dealing the damage that he doesn't quite have enough resources to get back into the macro game.
He loses this battle right now. He doesn't have a macro follow-up. Nice force field there, slicing the army into about a fourth. And that's exactly what you have to do. The Immortal up to 3 kills. Those are all going to be roaches here pushing forward. Every second that goes by, the Immortal's got to do more and more damage, but the expansion has been canceled, which is what VortiX needs to kind of stabilize himself here. He's still in an okay spot with his own fourth base up and running now. He still has 28 Zerglings on the way. He is not giving up. We may have deja vu, where we relive something that we already relived, as the Overlords are now in position. Could be picking up just Zerglings this time, but he has a lot of money for Banelings as well. That's going to be the choice, and the weapon of choice, so to say. 23 Banelings on the way. Are we going to have a repeat of the repeat?
I mean, it could very well bust through yet again. Look at how few Stalkers he has. He's down to 6 Stalkers, 2 Immortals, and 13 Zealots, 13 Sentries. It is the perfect decision for Vortex in this moment. But we see a Warp Prism also has popped out for the Protoss player. We also see that Protoss really doesn't have any vision anywhere on the map. It's only this Warp Prism sneaking down the bottom right that can help him save himself. And now we see Vortex swinging around again, doing another big attack. And, oh God, Baby K getting out of position. Oh, the sentries are in a lot of trouble.
Force field, though, it's only going to be Banelings from here on out. Can he focus down the Overlords? He's trying. The units have swung around the left side, leaving all the sentries to die under the Overlords. I think that was almost every single one. The supplies are 180 to 113 right now. The Warp Prism is on the right side, but he cannot warp in any units because he's got nothing back at home. I think Vortex may be able to barely pull the win here. He was running out of options.
And GG!
Baby K loses the first game.